Are we witnessing a global leader weaponize misinformation to fuel a racially divisive narrative? That's the question many are asking in light of Donald Trump's past remarks about South Africa, particularly his claims regarding violence against white South Africans and his reported conversation with President Cyril Ramaphosa. In 2018, then-President Donald Trump sent shockwaves through the international community when he tweeted that he had asked the U.S. Secretary of State to investigate land and farm seizures and the large-scale killing of farmers in South Africa. He framed this as a racially motivated crisis, implying that the South African government was allowing or even orchestrating violence against white farmers during its land reform efforts. But this wasn't just a rogue tweet. Reports later emerged suggesting that Trump had even shown President Cyril Ramaphosa disturbing images, allegedly violent scenes, as supposed evidence of this so-called white genocide. These images, however, have since been widely discredited. According to Reuters and Snopes, many of the visuals circulating online during that period were either unrelated to South Africa, taken out of context, or lacked verification altogether. Some were even traced to incidents in other countries, falsely labeled to support a politically charged narrative. The backlash was swift. CNN, in a report titled "Trump's South Africa Tweet Ripped from White Nationalist Playbook," condemned his statement as racially inflammatory and misleading. The network emphasized that Trump's claims echoed white nationalist conspiracy theories that had been gaining traction in fringe corners of the internet. BBC and The Guardian joined in, highlighting how Trump's remarks had no grounding in factual crime statistics or government data. These media outlets, along with South African political analysts, noted that while South Africa certainly struggles with crime, there is no substantiated pattern of racially targeted attacks against white farmers that would justify Trump's dramatic framing. Amid this storm of misinformation, President Cyril Ramaphosa's response stood out as remarkably composed and principled. Rather than reacting with outrage or defensiveness, Ramaphosa reiterated South Africa's constitutional commitment to land reform through legal and peaceful means. In a public address following the controversy, he stated firmly, "South Africa belongs to all who live in it, black and white, and our land reform process will unfold according to the rule of law." This calm, diplomatic posture contrasted sharply with Trump's inflammatory rhetoric. Ramaphosa, rather than being drawn into a public argument or tit-for-tat exchange, demonstrated leadership and restraint, showing the world that African leaders can engage global controversy with maturity and resolve. His approach helped reassure both local citizens and international observers that South Africa's leadership remained committed to unity and democratic principles. It's worth noting that Trump's comments weren't made in a vacuum. They appeared at a time when white nationalist ideologies were rising in visibility in parts of the Western world, especially in the United States. His focus on white South Africans, and not the broader complex realities of post-apartheid land reform, reflects a troubling pattern: the selective elevation of issues that align with his political base's anxieties, even when that means distorting the truth. Let's take a closer look at how Donald Trump tried to paint a disturbing picture of South Africa. The first clip comes from Hindustan Times, showing Trump confronting President Cyril Ramaphosa in the Oval Office, referencing so-called attacks on white South African farmers. The second clip is taken from Adeola Fayehun's video, where she shared Trump's statement, exposing how misleading and racially charged it really is. Both clips are included here under fair use, strictly for educational and political commentary purposes. Watch the clips.
Look at...
Can we get a response from President Ramaphosa?
Your reaction to those videos, Mr.
President Trump.
Well, I think the videos are so... No, when you look at the videos, I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what it is. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there.
The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. They're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
But the South African situation is very, very dangerous and very bad for a lot of people.
The bigger question remains: was Donald Trump deliberately misleading or simply misinformed? The implications are serious either way. His statements not only strained diplomatic relations, but also risked fueling dangerous narratives that distort South Africa's reality. Meanwhile, Ramaphosa's conduct served as a reminder that leadership is not about reacting emotionally, but about standing firm in principle and truth. In the end, this episode is not just about Trump or Ramaphosa. It's about how global leaders handle the truth, or twist it, and the responsibility they carry in shaping international perception. What's your take? Was Trump trying to score political points at the expense of South Africa's truth? Or was he genuinely misinformed? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos on African politics and global power dynamics. And check out our next episode, where we explore how Western media portrays land reform and power in Africa, and who benefits from the narrative.